we doing, Titans fans? Thanks for tuning in and watching. Thank you guys for getting me over 300 subscribers. My goal is now 500. Thank you to the guys that have been with me since day one. I appreciate you guys. You know who you are. Thank you for your support and continued support and feedback. Thank you for always commenting. I love it. I love interacting with you guys. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Get my videos out there. It means the world to me. This video is the Tennessee Titans win-loss record prediction. I did one before we had DeAndre Hopkins, and I had said we were 10-7. I personally think DeAndre Hopkins gets us another win or two. I think that's what that means to this team. So kind of maybe foreshadowing a little bit what I think our record's going to be. But I had us at 10-7 prior. Now we're going to dive right into this one, and I'm going to pull the schedule up for you guys. And by the way, I do want feedback on this. Please let me know what you guys think about this, and let me know what games you agree or disagree with. We went 2-1 in the preseason, lost our first one, went in a 2-game winning streak, lost against the Bears, won against the Vikings and the Patriots. And now week 1 is here, September 10th, and I am doing Eastern times, 1 p.m. Eastern, September 10th at the Saints. The Saints are a great team. I shouldn't say great team. They have a great defense, and they have some talent on the offense, but I'm worried about Derek Carr, first year. Sean Payton hasn't been the head coach, and I don't know, that makes me lose some faith there. No Alvin Kamara, he's suspended for the first 4 games. This week 1, by the way, this week 1 game for the Tennessee Titans has been nothing but elusive for this team. We cannot win week 1 for some reason. Last year, 2 years ago, we got blown out by the Cardinals. Last year, we let the Giants come back and beat us, and then Randy missed the game-winning field goal. But 3 years ago, or is it 4 years ago, we won our first game of the year, and we also went to the AFC Championship game that year. So let's hope it happens again, because I have us winning this game. I think this is going to be a tough game. I think this is going to be like a 24-17 game. I think Tennessee wins it in New Orleans. And, I think this is where our good defense comes into play, and I think they make Derek Carr turn the ball over one too many times. And I think we run the ball, do some play action. I think Hopkins showcases a little bit of why we got him this year, making some key first down catches on third down. And I think we win this game 24-17. Week 17, 1 p.m. Eastern, hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. Our first home game. I think the Chargers are one of the better rosters in the NFL. They should not have lost against the Jaguars last year in the playoffs. Just should not have lost. Just a collapse, guys. I think the Chargers are well-rounded. Herbert throwing it to Mike Williams, throwing it to Keenan Allen. We got Austin Eckler in the backfield. We got decent offensive line. The defense is stacked. You got Bosa. The corners are good. Chargers are tough. I don't think we win this one. I think their offense is just good enough to put some points up on our defense, even though I think our defense is going to be lights out this year. I think we lose our home opener. I think this is going to be a tight game, though. I don't think it's going to be very high scoring. I can see this being 20-16, 20-17, and I think the Chargers beat us at our home opener, unfortunately. Now, September 24th, we travel to the Cleveland Browns, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I was supposed to go to this game, but plans fell through. I'm not going to this game, but I am going to another one, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Week 3, September 24th, at the Browns, 1 p.m. Eastern. The Browns have Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper. Nick Chubb is now the lead back. Not that he wasn't before, but he's not splitting carries with someone like Kareem Hunt now. Nick Chubb, one of the best running backs in the NFL, running behind one of the better lines. He's always had a top 5 offensive line in front of him. You give a good running back to the top 5 offensive line, and he's going to do damage. The defense is good. You got Myles Garrett there. Tough team. This is going to be a slugfest. It's going to be ugly. People aren't going to want to watch this game if you're not a fan of the Titans or the Browns. It's going to be 16-13. Titans come out on top. We get our second win of the year. We are 2-1. Week 4, October 1st. Home game, hosting the Cincinnati Bengals, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Cincinnati's creeping up the list of teams I don't like because they always seem to have our number. I can't let go of that playoff game, the AFC divisional round, where we were the number 1 seed, hosting the Bengals. Defense had 9-10 sacks. I think it was 9 in the playoffs. Tannehill threw the ball, threw 3 picks. Shouldn't have thrown the ball. Should have stopped throwing it because we couldn't do that. That still hurts me. That game hurts me. Man, it pisses me off. Cincinnati's tough. We got 3 great wide receivers. Mixon came back at a better deal. The offensive line's gotten better. Joe Burrow's been doing what Joe Burrow's been doing with a shitty offensive line. The line's better. The defense isn't bad either. They got a decent front. Safeties are good. I don't see us winning this one. I don't. I think Burrow, our defensive line is going to get sacks on him, but Burrow's still going to make plays. And, obviously he's not as injured as, people made it out to be just a little bit ago. And I think he's going to, I think it's just going to be this is going to be one of those games where if you have a Joe Burrow, you win the game because you have a Joe Burrow. And I think we're 2-2. Unfortunately, we lose our second home opener. Our second home game in a row. We have not won at home yet at this point. October 8th at Indianapolis, Week 5, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, the Colts are in absolute turmoil, guys. The owner is dismantling that team. No one wants to frickin' play for this team, in my opinion. They're not going to get any coveted free agents over the next few years. No one's going to want to play for this frickin' owner. Look what he's doing to guys that have been solid contributors. Look what this team has done to players like Peyton Manning. Got rid of him, and he goes to win the Super Bowl with the Broncos. After all the guy did for you. And they only canned him so they could tank the next year to get Andrew Luck. And how they treat him, they didn't give him an offensive line. The guy retired. Anthony Richardson has talent. I watched his last preseason game. The guy sucked. He's raw. It's going to be like watching Malik Willis out there, except people aren't going to give him as hard a time as they did Malik Willis. Anthony Richardson can still, just some of the completions he made his final preseason game, he was throwing the ball so damn hard. It was carrying high on him, just like Cam Newton used to do before he learned how to somewhat throw it. I still wasn't a huge Cam Newton fan either, but, these athletic quarterbacks, they're gifted guys, but they have absolute missiles on their arms. And, when you throw the ball that hard, it just carries. Josh Allen had the problem, and he still had it. He ended up having it more last year than he has in the past. I thought he fixed it, but he started doing the same thing again. These guys throw the ball so damn hard, it just goes high at him. And, I was watching the preseason game with the Colts, and Anthony Richardson was doing it too. I like the guy. He seems like a great guy. It sucks he went to the Colts. I can't like him now. He's at the Colts. The Colts are my number 1 hated team. Can't stand the guys. Can't stand the Colts. Jonathan Taylor should be coming back this game, but he's not traded already because the Colts screwed him and put him on the PUP list for first 4 games. Absolutely ridiculous. I think the Colts are in turmoil. I think they're going to be a bottom 5 team next year. I think they're going to be debating on drafting a quarterback, even though they drafted Anthony Richardson. I think this team is going to start imploding, and it already has. I think we smoke them. I think we beat the Colts 33-13. I think we absolutely hammer them in their own stadium. The Colts are just, when you have bad ownership and stuff, look what happened with the Redskins, guys. Washington football team. Can't say Redskins. Washington football team. So, yeah, guys, the Colts are in turmoil, and I love it. Enjoy it. They enjoyed it when they did it to us. So, screw them. We are 3-2, and we just spanked the Indianapolis Colts. Baltimore Ravens here, 8:30 a.m. London. This is a home game for us, even though it's not really a home game. Week 6, October 15th, Sunday morning. I had us losing this game on my last one because the Baltimore Ravens are a good defense. They have Odell Beckham now. They have Zay Flowers. Lamar Jackson's healthy. Just got his contract. Even if he's a little banged up, he's going to play. He's not scared. He got the money now. Defense is always good. John Harbaugh will always lead a good team. The defense will always be good, like I said. They have more talent on offense. They have the best receivers Lamar's ever had. But this is the game where DeAndre Hopkins, being on our team, wins us this game. This is going to be an ugly game. This is going to be another one of those, that one just like the Browns. It's going to be low scoring. Might be 17-13, might be 17-14. Titans win this game in London. and it's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be running the ball, hitting, hard football, old school. Lamar's going to try and take off. We're going to cover him up well. You know, he might only have 47 yards rushing. He'll be under 50. This is a game where having a guy like Hopkins play action, he gets us some crucial first downs, and we slowly can methodically move the ball down the field during the fourth quarter and get a game-winning touchdown or a game-winning field goal, and I think that's how this plays out. This is going to be a nail-biter. It's going to be a tough, hard-fought game. People are going to leave this game bruised up and banged up. Hopefully nobody gets injured, but people are going to be feeling this when they wake up the next day. It's going to be a bloodbath out there, guys. We moved to 4-2. Week 7, we got a bye. Not horrible. I like having a bye around then, I think. Maybe a little later in the season will be better. Like week 9 would be ideal. But we'll take a week 7, better than a week 4 or 5. Week 7 bye, can't lose that game. So we're still at 4-2. October 29th here, week 8, hosting the Atlanta Falcons, 1 p.m. Eastern time. The Atlanta Falcons have Desmond Ridder. You know, they have Kyle Pitts at tight end, which he was very underwhelming last year. Then he got hurt. Atlanta also drafted Bijan Robinson. The offensive line's okay. The defense is okay. There's nothing really that sticks out about the Atlanta Falcons to you. You know, like I said, Desmond Ridder, you know, second year. You got some decent weapons. I think he connected with Drake London a little better than Marcus Mariota did. I think we win this game. I think it's going to be a game that, you know, we know Arthur Smith pretty well. I think we're going to know what he's going to try and do. I think we're going to take away the run because we're one of the best run defenses in the NFL. We're going to stuff Robinson. We're going to force Desmond Ridder to pass the ball. And I just don't think he's there yet as a passer. He might not be. I think Atlanta might be a team that's looking for a quarterback next year. I'm not a huge Desmond Ridder guy. I think we win this game. I think it's going to be not a landslide, but, you know, coming off a bye, Mike Vrabel does not lose games coming off a bye. It does not. And I think we're going to win this one. I think it's going to be like a 27-17 game, 27-14 type of game. And that brings us to 5-2, if my math is correct. One against the Saints, Browns, Colts, Ravens, and Falcons. 5-2, guys. And we've lost against the Chargers and the Bengals. So we're at 5-2, and now November 2nd, week 9 at Pittsburgh, Thursday Night Football, 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. And I am going to this game, everybody. And man, this is going to be a slugfest. This is going to be a black and blue game. It's going to be like the Ravens game almost. They're going to beat each other up. AFC North plays some tough football. I should have mentioned earlier the Browns is going to be a tough game. Bengals are going to be a tough game. The whole AFC North is tough, guys. It's a tough division. And, man, Pittsburgh, they got George Pickens. They got second-year quarterback Kenny Pickett. They got Deontay Johnson. They got Najee Harris. They have a better offensive line. They just drafted Broderick Jones, tackle out of Georgia. They drafted that big tight end, Darnell Washington, out of Georgia as well. He's going to be a guy you can stick next to a tackle, and he's going to blow somebody up. He's a big boy. And the defense in Pittsburgh is always good. They always play for Mike Tomlin. The defense has T.J. Watt there. T.J. Watt's a stud. I would love to have that guy on our team. Man, Pittsburgh's tough. This is a game I had us losing the last time. Just like I had us losing the Ravens game last time too. But this is a game where I think having somebody like DeAndre Hopkins switches the narrative, the would-have-been story for us, because now we can run the ball, have the defense come in the box, stack the box, and we hit Burks, Chig, Hopkins, have Tyjae Spears on the field at the same time. We have the weapons on offense to make teams try to stay honest. When they start stacking the box, we're just going to have Hopkins just go and get open. The guy's going to catch anything when his radius. He's just, the guy's got magnets, got stick 'em on his hands. No matter what, if it comes near him, he's catching it. This is a game that really just shows what having a guy like Hopkins on our team will do for us. I think we win this game. I think it's going to be a tight one. I really do. I think this is going to be one of those games that there's a few games when Tennessee plays games. Sometimes it's not sexy. It's not games that people want to see because they want to see the high-powered, high-flying offenses. Tennessee will tend to muddy things up and get dirty. I like that. And I think we're going to win this one. Like, I think it's going to be 17-14, maybe 17-16 even. This is going to be an old school bloodbath type of primetime game. And I think we win this one. We go 6-2. November 12th here, week 10 at Tampa Bay, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Tampa is a top 5 pick next year, guys. Not going to spend too much time on this. There's a chance Mike Evans isn't even on the team. Contract talks stalled out. I think they end up trading him. They're rebuilding. I don't believe in Baker Mayfield at all. He's a starting quarterback. I think you should have went somewhere else with that. If he's your starting quarterback, I think you're going to have a top 5 pick next year. They're going to be looking at Caleb Murray or I can't even think of the guy's name out of Duke right now. It'll come to me later on probably. But they're going to be looking at those 2 guys out of the draft next year. Yeah. Tampa's not going to be good. I think we win this one 27-10. And, yeah, we go to 7-2. Jacksonville Jaguars, November 19th, week 11, 1 p.m. at Jacksonville. Now, guys, a couple years ago when the Jacksonville Jaguars went to the AFC Championship game, and I shouldn't even say a couple years ago, that was more or less, that was like, what, 6 maybe? Everyone's like, oh my God. It was when Blake Bortles was the quarterback, and everyone's like, oh, Jacksonville Jaguars are a great team, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl the next year. They went all the way to the AFC Championship game. I believe in the Jacksonville Jaguars, and guess what, guys? They sucked. They were horrible. They're a one-year wonder. Like most of the time, whenever they are halfway decent, they're a one-year wonder. But I'm here to tell you guys, unfortunately, I don't believe they are a one-year wonder anymore. I think this team is good. I think Doug Peterson is going to head up a great team here. I think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. I think having Calvin Ridley is really key for this Jacksonville Jaguars team, and I think it gives them another option, obviously. Now they have Zay Jones out there still too. He was their number 2. Now he can become their number 3. You just have more options there for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it just lets you know, the only thing I don't like what the Jacksonville Jaguars did is their offensive line, and their offensive line it went down a little bit when they lost Taylor, so I'm a little worried about that. I am about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I would say that their offensive line isn't as good, so it's not going to be able to protect Trevor Lawrence as much. But like I said, the wide receivers there, Zay Jones can drop to number 3 because now you have Calvin Ridley as your number 1 and Christian Kirk as your number 2, and then you have Travis Etienne as your running back, Evan Ingram as your tight end. They have Cam Robinson, left tackle, suspended. They have guard Cooper Hodges, he's on IR. Another tackle that's on IR is Josh Wells. Jalen Moore and Jaray Jenkins, both wide receivers on IR. The defense is okay. They got guys like Josh Allen, he's questionable right now. The defense, they lost guys, right? Remember, they lost Arden Key to us. So you got to think about stuff like that. The defense isn't... The Jacksonville Jaguars are still going to be good because they have Trevor Lawrence, they have the weapons. I don't think they're going to be as... I think they lost some pieces last year with their left tackle, and I think they lost someone like Arden Key. I think that hurts them. I really do. They're still going to be a good team, though, and I think we lose this game, unfortunately. I think it's, I don't think, like I said, they're not going to be a one-hit wonder. They're going to be a good team. They're not going to be a perennial playoff team like everybody's saying they are. They're not going to go to the AFC Championship game. They should not have beat the Chargers last year in the playoffs. That was an absolute does not happen often, that type of game. So, yeah, unfortunately, we lose this game, though. And I think it's, I think we're coming off of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-game winning streak, and I think the Jaguars are going to catch us. And unfortunately, this is where everybody's going to be saying, oh, here's the Tennessee Titans, 7-2. They got to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars at home, and everybody's been talking us up, and we're all Titans fans. We know for a fact when someone does that, we lose the game. We're going to lose that game. We're going to drop to 7-3, And I think it's going to be like a 10-score game. I think people are going to be like, oh, Tennessee Titans aren't for real. I can see the narrative already. I can see it on ESPN, NFL Network. It's going to piss me off. And I think we lose 27-17, something like that. We lose by 10 points. Unfortunately, I think we lose that game. November 26th, Week 12, home game, 2 Carolina Panthers, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We have Bryce Young, rookie quarterback. He'll be 12 weeks into the season. He'll be more experienced. They got guys like Adam Thielen out there. They gave him as wide receiver. I'm pretty sure DJ Chark's out there as well. The offensive line's okay. Defense is okay. They're not a great team. I think we win this one at home, and I think it's not going to be a super close game. I think this one ends up being 33-17-ish, and I think we get back on track. We take out some of the anger that we had by losing to the Jaguars. So we're at 8-3. December 3rd, coming up, Week 13, hosting the Indianapolis Colts, back-to-back home games, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're sweeping the Colts this year, guys. The Colts are in turmoil. They'll be a top 5, top 10 pick next year. They're going to have to, like I said earlier, they're going to have to wonder or debate whether they should keep it or draft another quarterback or I told you to come to me, Drake May. Drake May out of Duke. Now, they'll have to wonder if they want to trade up for a Drake May or a Caleb Williams if they're sitting top 5. I think the Cardinals are going to be the first pick in the draft. So I think we beat the Colts at home, and I think we go to 9-3, and I think this is not going to be a close game either. I think it's going to be like a 27-10 game. Now, we're coming off a 2-game winning streak, heading into Monday Night Football, December 11th, Week 14 at Miami, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Monday Night Football, guys. Love Monday Night Football. Just something about it. Just love it. This game is going to be tough. It's going to be a good game. Jalen Ramsey will be coming back right around now, which sucks for us. He's one of the best corners in the league. They have Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. If Tua can stay healthy, there's a chance that Jonathan Taylor is on this team. The offensive line's better. Tua's got to stay healthy for this team. The defense has talent. This is a tough team. This team has a chance to win their own division. The AFC East is loaded. Man, it's going to be a tough game. I think the Miami Dolphins are too fast, too much talent, even for a great defense like ours. If we had, and it depends on how the offense is humming for Tennessee. If it's humming, we can beat this team. I just don't know if we'll be able to keep up with. They're going to score on us, even though we have a great defense, just because of the speed. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on how our offense is doing. I think it depends on the health of Tua. If the defense is good, our offense is just being average, and the defense is doing what I think is going to be top 5, top 3 unit. I think it'll be a close game. I still think Miami squeaks it out. It's at home. It's Monday Night Football. Sorry, when I say at home, it's at Miami. I think this will be a tight game, though. And I think it's going to be a little more high scoring than people think it's going to be. I think this is just where, for some reason, everyone's like, oh, you got to go the under on this game. It ends up being over. I think it's going to be like a 33-30 game, surprisingly. And just because of big plays that break the game open. I can see a big play by Henry, a big play by Burks, big play by Hopkins, big play by Hill, and Waddle. I can see that happening. Big plays will happen. Defense will get people off the field, but there's going to be some explosive plays in this game because these are going to be this is an explosive offense, and it's hard to contain those explosive offenses sometimes. We're going to lose that game, though, 33-30, and we're dropping to 9-4. Week 15, December 17th, hosting the Houston Texans, 1 p.m. Eastern. I don't see us losing to the Texans, guys. I think not at home. I think the Texans had one of the better drafts this year. I really do. And I like what they did with surrounding C.J. Stroud with some people. Robert Woods is out there. I think Robert Woods sucks. Personally, watching him last year, he can't get open. He's still banged up. He's hurt. Try blaming us for it. I don't like guys that blame us for it. Look at someone like Clowney that tried blaming us, and he went to another team after. I think it was the Browns after he went to it, and he just sucked. It's like, all right, what are you doing there? I don't like when guys make excuses. I think it just says something about their attitude and who they are as a player. So I don't have any faith in their wide receiver core, really. Nico Jones seems like he's doing okay. And I think they drafted that guy named Tank. So I think they have, they're up and coming. They have Dameon Pierce coming back. The offensive line's okay. The defense is getting better. they had a great draft. They had one of my favorite drafts in the NFL this year. But I think they're going to be a young team. They don't know how to win. Rookie head coach, DeMeco Ryans. I don't think they're going to be able to win games yet. I think this is going to be a team that goes like 5-12, and it's a possibility that they could have went 8-9, but they only went 5-12 because they lost a few close games that they probably should have won. So I see us winning this game 24-10, and now we we host Seattle Seahawks Christmas Eve, Week 16, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Man, we're 10-4 right now, hosting the Seahawks. 3 games left. Seahawks are tough, guys. I don't think it was a fluke with Geno Smith last year, and I think that the Seahawks surrounded him with more talent even. I think them having not only DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, but drafting Jackson Smith and Jigba. This guy's got some freaking talent around him. Oh my God. That has a chance to be one of the best receiving corps in the NFL. And Seattle's tough. It's not in Seattle where it's almost impossible to win sometimes, it feels like. Seattle has a hell of a home crowd, home stadium. The at-home atmosphere is just absurd. But the Seahawks, they're going to be tough. They're going to be really tough. I think our defense is going to hold in check for the most part, but you're stopping 3 great wide receivers, and our secondary is good, but I think it's going to be improved. It's not going to be good enough to stop those type of receivers. And we'll get pressure, but Geno Smith will get rid of the ball too quick, hit someone on slants. Our defense, like I said, will hold them. This game is not going to get away from us. It's going to be a tight game. I can see us going either which way, but I think we lose this game and drop to 10-5, and I think it's going to be like a 24-20 game. December 31st, New Year's Eve, Week 17, at the Houston Texans, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. This is our last game against the Texans. We played them two times in the past 3 weeks. We are sweeping the Texans this year, just as we have swept the Colts. This is going to be a game where I don't think it's going to be close again. I think it's going to be, like a 27-17 type of game. And somewhat close, I should say, but I don't think we lose that game. We go to 11-6. Now, Week 18, to be determined, because we host the Jaguars. We're at 11-6. And this is going to be for the division, guys. I do think, because I think we're at 11-6. I think the Jaguars might be sitting around 10 and we are 11-5. My bad, not 11-6. My math sucks, guys. I apologize for that. We are 11-5, and I think the Jaguars are going to be sitting somewhere around 10-6 right now. So we are 11-5. Hosting probably the 10-6 Jaguars, probably for the division. The loser might squeak into the wild card, but AFC's loaded. We'll see. Jaguars are playing a first place schedule right now. There's a chance the Jaguars are 9-7 going into this game, and there's a good chance they're playing a first place schedule. Where we're playing the Seahawks and we are playing. We're playing the Seahawks and the Dolphins, and the Jaguars are playing the Bills and the Niners. They're playing the division winners. Those are tough. Those are tough games. I can see Jaguars losing both. So, yeah. I think that they might be 9-7. They might be 10-6. They're 10-6. This is probably for the division because they beat us once. I think I could see them easily sweeping the Texans and the Colts as well. This is going to be flexed, though. It's going to be prime time most likely, especially if they're at 10-6, which I think they'll probably end up being right around there, like I said. This is going to be a tough game, guys. Remember, we lost to Jacksonville last year, week 18, and they won the division. Man, it still sucks. But we got Peter Skoronski for it. Our offensive line's better. Our defense is stacked. We have Arden Key that we brought over from Jacksonville. Arden Key is going to feast on the Jaguars this game, just like Danico Autry is going to feast on the Colts for 2 games this year. This is a game where it shows having a guy like Hopkins and a guy like Burks on the outside. It's going to make differences. I think our defense is absolutely just going to ball out. I think our defense is a legit defense this year. I think it's top 5. I think we win this game, and I don't think it's going to be as close as people think it's going to be. I think it'll be like a 27-16 game. And I think we're going to beat the Jaguars. I think we're going to win the division. And I don't know if the Jaguars will have a good enough the record around 10-7 or so. Maybe they'll even be at 11-6. I don't, somewhere around there. I don't know if they'll have a good enough record to get in the AFC. They should normally with that type of record. But the AFC is loaded. If they all beat each other up and all lose 5 or 6 games, it's all going to come down to tiebreakers. The AFC is loaded, absolutely loaded. And yeah, I have us at 12-5, winning the division. I don't believe that gets us a 1 seed. I believe that gets us a 3, maybe 2. I think the 1 seed will end up being 13-4, 14-3 maybe in that area. It's probably gonna end up being the Chiefs. But yeah, that's my record prediction, guys. 12-5. I could see us going 13-4. I could see us going, 11-6 or 10-7. The games there, I think we're gonna lose to the Chargers and the Bengals. I can see Baltimore going either which way. I can see Seattle going either which way, and I can see both Jacksonville Jaguar games going either which way. But there's games like the Texans, the Colts, I think are locks. The Bucs are a lock. The Panthers are a lock. Obviously, nothing's a lock in the NFL, but I feel confident in Tennessee being able to beat those teams, and they should be able to beat those teams. If you can't beat teams like that, you're not going to be a good team. Tennessee's well coached with a great defense and a good roster overall that's been rebuilt by Rand Carthon, and I can't wait to see what he can do in the next couple of years. I have us at 12-5, guys, making the playoffs, hosting a playoff game, hopefully getting past the wild card round, getting into the divisional, hopefully getting past the divisional game, getting the AFC Championship game, hopefully getting past that, winning a Super Bowl. Would love it. We'll be super big underdogs this year. The Titans love being the underdogs. Love it. I'm pumped for this season, guys. I hope you guys are too. Let me know what you think down below. Do you agree with my record prediction? And do you agree with who I think we win and lose to? Let me know, guys. We'll talk soon, and tighten up, everybody.